Do I have the extra time question?
You don't have him? You need my change of pace? Do you need him?
I hope we're not.
Hey there, everybody.
Hey
Welcome into this
there,
edition of ESPN FC's Extra Time. I am told there is nothing on the printer as far as extra time questions are concerned.
So you don't need my change of pace?
So I'll take this moment to welcome Frank and Mario. Great to have them hanging out with us. Ale and Stevie as well. Of course, Extra Time is a really fun part of the show where we take your questions off of social media. Oh, I'm going to read them off the screen, I'm told. Okay. First one comes from our good friend Steve. He asks, Ale, how are you going to celebrate if La Vinotinto qualify for the World Cup? Of course, Steve talking about Venezuela getting a big point against Brazil.
Yeah. Wow, how am I going to celebrate? Long and hard. Into the night.
How many Shirley Temples?
Many Shirley Temples will be consumed. Look, it would be a dream come true. And even in a 48 World Cup, in a 48 team World Cup, which let me just say, I'm not a big fan of, but I'm the number one fan today because Venezuela would be in as we speak. So, yeah, it would be a great moment for us as a country and for our team. And obviously, it's a moment that I would take great pride on because I feel like I'm part of the history of Venezuelan soccer. And so it would be an accomplishment not only for the players now, but from the players in the past as well.
Sorry, what?
You got hanky.
Oh, hi. He's getting all emotional.
You know what?
I'm getting all teary here.
I try to answer the question seriously. I try to celebrate what was a great result and a great moment, but
Just use me sleep.
you know, honestly, we go and get a result against Brazil, and you're not convinced yet.
I'm sorry. I try to hide my emotions. I'm not like you.
Okay, all right, nice.
All right, Moses wants to know, start bench drop. Arteta, Postecoglou, Zerbi. Ooh, a managerial start bench drop. Frank, I'll start with you. Rank those for us.
Well, according to last season, I would have to put Arteta first. But I have to say this season, I will have to put Postecoglou first, then Zerbi, then Arteta. Because of the surprises and the way they make the team play. Yeah.
Does Mario agree or what?
Mario, what do you think?
Frank, did you put Arteta first? Is that what you said? Because I heard you talking Arteta and then you went.
No, I said if you think about last season, you want to put Arteta first because there is no debate. But according to what we see since the beginning of season, I put Postecoglou first, Zerbi second, and Arteta third.
Okay, I go Arteta first, Postecoglou, and then the Zerbi.
Yeah. May I ask a question? This is merely an observation. Is Frank a little moody tonight? He seems a little short today.
Really?
Yeah, is he a little moody? I just want to know. Usually he has a smile.
No.
Usually
No. I'm carefully listening to what you say, and I'm happy for Venezuela, Ali, and everything goes well. And I saw Luxembourg also maybe qualified soon. We're gonna see that, you know. I'm very happy. Everything goes well, and there's nothing to enjoy really, except maybe Venezuela being soon qualified for the next World Cup. So.
Well, it sounds like Frank's going to join you for the party.
Well, if Frank wants to come over, we'll have a great party. Hey, and by the way, did you tell the people that we played a little soccer today?
We did. When I showed up this morning to play soccer in your backyard, I congratulated you on Venezuela's win because it did feel like it felt like a win.
Yeah, but that's all right.
Okay,
we'll
who was
take
the
the
better
point.
one of the two? Who was the better one of the two, guys?
I mean, that's an insult to Ale. He's a professional player. I'm a hack. You know, come on.
I can only think what version of soccer it was.
Oh.
Okay.
To be honest. There were different ways of playing the game.
Ali, come on.
Hey,
Did you show off some skills?
I still got a little something left, Mario.
Okay,
a little
good.
something, not a lot, but a little something.
Did he fall over?
Well, no, I did
Did
not.
Ale fall over?
No,
No, actually, you know what the funny thing is? I was the one accused of a dive this morning. Me! In Ale's backyard. Can you imagine that? By Ale.
because
Not really.
I know a dive when I see one.
Flop. A flop.
Frank, when Mbappe leaves PSG, will the run of dominance that PSG have had in Ligue 1 come to an end?
Maybe not, because they're going to buy somebody else. And before Mbappe, there were some other players who put Paris Saint-Germain first in the Ligue 1 and being pretty good in the Champions League. So as long as they have the money, as long as they spend it to get top players, no, I don't see Paris Saint-Germain seeing the end of it because of Mbappe leaving. No, that will be another era. I don't know when it's going to happen, and it will happen at some point, but I don't think it's going to change anything. I don't see any other club really ready to compete with Paris Saint-Germain in the Ligue 1 right now.
What do you think of my pronunciation there, Stevie? My Ligue 1. You impressed?
Not really, no.
Very good.
No.
Frank was impressed.
I never noticed it was in and out with your normal
No.
voice. So, no.
For Mario, how can Ajax be saved?
Oh, it's a tough one at the moment. But we got, I think that one of the key things is they brought some of the older guys back that ran the ship for us, and me breaking through, getting my chance. And it's not because of that, but it's more a sense of like, we won the Champions League at that time. And it was literally the year before I broke through. And it was the coach Louis van Gaal, and he's now part of the board. So he's going to help them in decision making and try to understand the plan, how they have to move forward. Because there's a lot of cleaning up has to be done at the club. Because this is a team that's built on creating talents. And at the moment, they started to buy talents. And I don't think Ajax will ever be good enough to do that. Because their secret is what I literally said. You know, it's a small country, but we seem to have for years the magic of producing and finding the diamonds. And I think we stopped doing it. And now with bringing the older guys back, I think that term of finding them again and looking for them again is going to come back. And I think that is the only happy side I have at the beginning. And away from that, guys, this is Ajax. It's sad to see this because when I'm in Amsterdam, you know, I cannot open my big mouth anymore because Amsterdam is not running the show at the moment. I got to be quiet.
All right, Stevie, are you a little nervous about Scotland advancing from their group after yesterday's loss to Spain?
Not at all.
Really?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Well, because Norway have to beat Spain.
You don't think they could do it?
No. No, I don't. And then if they somehow beat Spain, they actually play Scotland at Hampden Park in the last game. So
You'll take your chances against
And
Norway?
I have a question.
yeah. If it gets that far, I fancy us at home to beat Norway. We've already beaten them away from home, so you got to think with the crowd behind us, albeit a little bit of pressure. But yeah, I don't even see it coming to that game. I just don't see Norway beating Spain.
Okay. Frank?
I have a question for Stevie because I know the next game is going to be a friendly game between France and Scotland. Do you think it can create something bad in the player's brain to face France if they lose big time?
Yeah, but they won't play the first team. It's easy, very avoidable. Don't put yourself in that position by playing your proper team. Yes, just basically do what teams do in the.
Do what England did against Australia.
Yeah, similar situation. Yeah, just do that, and then if you do lose heavily, then it wasn't the first team, and then
You don't lose momentum.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Frank, have the French national football team been put in the media shadows by the hype around the rugby team? Mbappe looked like a man on a mission. Did the rest of the panel feel their team was in a rivalry for their public's affection from another sports team or other athletes? Frank.
Well, it's just normal that during a World Cup, especially because it's held in France, you know, everybody has an eye on what's going on for our national team of rugby, especially because it might be the first time, like in '98, you can win a World Cup, and so everybody is hoping that everything goes well. So you put aside football, you don't really care what's going on in that world because there is nothing I would say, important right now, where it's major to see the French rugby team maybe getting the World Cup trophy. It's possible. It's going to be hard. They're going to face Sunday South Africa. It's going to be hurtful. It's what Galtier told me 3 days ago. He's expecting like 10 players to get injured. But and after they're going to face maybe England, and maybe if everything goes right, it's going to be the final against Ireland, is what I think. So it's 3 games, 3 final of World Cup. So everybody is very anxious in France. Everybody is spot on. They want to see that. And myself, looking forward to watching the game on Sunday. We're all behind the rugby team and we forget football. It's just what it is. And football is going to get back to its first place after that. But we want to see the rugby team winning the World Cup.
A true measure of just how popular the rugby team is apparently they've been hanging out with Frank quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what's going on in the rugby, Stevie. Will you fill me in quickly?
Well,
how's Scotland doing?
See, I knew you were going to ask me that. That's the only reason you brought this up. I knew you could ask me that question.
So not good?
Well, the thing is, we talk about the group of death in the World Cup in football. I mean, you talk about the group of death. Scotland and South Africa, Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and there was only 2 go through. So, I mean, Scotland were up against it big time. Fought bravely as usual, but just weren't good enough. Mm-hmm. But the World Cup's been great. There's one criticism I have of the World Cup.
Okay.
The games have been spread out way too far. Because I understand if you live in France, how you can... It's in the forefront of everything. Every day in the newspapers, on the TV, there'll be interviews with all the rugby players and the French team and all the other teams. So it's easy to go along with the flow. When you're not in France, though, it's almost like you kind of forget there's a World Cup going on until you realise, and then you check when the schedule is again. So in France, I get it, but out with France, it's kind of hard because the games are so spread apart.
You know, to the question about rivalry for the public's affection, and sorry, Stevie, I'm going to bring back Venezuela again. For the longest time, baseball has been the #1 sport in Venezuela. So for those of us that were not baseball players and you're trying to elevate the status of your own sport, winning at the national team level did that, where it now puts soccer at a level in which it could see eye to eye with baseball. Qualifying to the World Cup, now we're talking. Now we're cooking. Now that puts you in a different conversation. But one of the things that I take most pride on is the fact that my generation were able to give value to La Vinotinto, the name of our jersey, that wearing La Vinotinto was a source of pride, and it became part of sort of what Venezuelan fans did. They wore the national team jersey, which wasn't the case before then. It was all about baseball, and then soccer became at least somewhat of a competitor, making it to the World Cup. Perhaps then soccer becomes #1 in Venezuela.
Mario, what else is big in Netherlands? What do you guys compete? Who are you guys competing with over there?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
Nothing big in Netherlands.
No, he's right. Stevie just said it. We're the only big thing. I don't say nothing, Stevie. Football is big. Soccer is big. It's huge. So that is the only thing we have. I think that's the biggest sport. And then, of course, athleticism. I think the girls just won the Olympics. They won maybe 4 or 5 golden medals with running. So we have to highlight them, okay? Look, ice skating is a big thing in our country because it's always so cold. So we try to eliminate that. That's a big thing. But away from
ice skating.
Ice skating. Yeah, I have to highlight
speed
that.
skaters.
Stevie, I have to say that because if it's big.
This guy's.
Skaters.
This
yes,
guy's
we have that.
guy.
You know, when you go to school in Holland, sometimes they give you a day off if the guys do well. If they do well, they give you a day off. Steve, you don't even know how happy I was when I heard sometimes. Yes, keep going. Yes.
But that's when they're sprinting. That's when they're first sprinting. But when they go down the curve, it's they.
It's a lean, and you're leaning.
Sprinting going
Hey, you guys are making fun of my country. Do you guys know how to skate? Because you're talking, all three of you. Do you all three know to put on the ice skate instead of talking?
I have been on skates. I'm not good at it.
All I said was that was the sport that he was referring to.
Yes.
I wasn't making fun of it.
Big Olympic sport. Yeah, of course.
And getting at the curve is difficult.
Yep.
You know, you gotta lean, baby.
Well, and you
Oh
got
my God, yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You think that's what they do? They make the noise with their mouth just like that.
Yeah, because they mic'd one of the women skaters up and she was like that going round the corner. Whoa.
Hey, but now let's talk about the girls that won the 5 golden medals. I think it was around 5 at the Olympics. There's not a bad
the other ones
chance,
fell.
guys.
Man.
No, they didn't feel. It was because they were fast. Give the ladies the compliment. They were fast. They were faster than all 4 of you guys sitting there, including myself, 5. They were faster than all of us, even in our prime.
Look at Mario defending not just speed skating, but Dutch sports overall.
In general,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Great stuff. Frank, thank you very much. Mario as well. Alice, Stevie, always a
I
pleasure.
thought my technique was perfect.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
And thanks to all of you as well for sending in the questions. Do not miss tomorrow's edition of ESPN FC. We'll be back in studio on Saturday.